All right, everyone, I'm going to get started. My name is Daryl Martis. I'm a director of product here at Salesforce, working on Agentforce. So to start off, coffee and us, of course, I'm sure you've seen the slide, but first 800 Trailblazers to provide feedback on this event will get a $5 Starbucks card, so definitely do provide your feedback here. And I'm sure you've seen this slide as well before, but please do make any purchasing decisions made on currently available products and services. Salesforce is a publicly traded company, so please do make your decisions based on any future products that we do have. So thank you, of course, for being here. Really appreciate all of your support and support throughout the years. Like I mentioned, my name is Daryl Martis. So I work at on the Agentforce side, work at a lot of different products, including BYOL, BYO-LLM, and now I'm going to be talking about model governance overall today. So first off, why does data protection matter? So over the last few years, there have been a lot of news events like this, where you see over here there's data breaches that have been had because data has been leaked to public vendors, for example, or social security numbers have been stolen. There have been a lot of these incidents. It doesn't look great, especially if PII information like names, addresses, all of that is taken away. So what is Salesforce first of all looking to do? I'm going to talk a little bit about what we currently have, as well as any kind of future products that we're going to provide that will help you mitigate any of this. So first off, we have the trust layer. I'm sure you've heard about the trust layer. This essentially allows it provides you the ability to remove any PII information, protect against any sensitive data that's being sent out to public vendors, protects your sensitive data, provides content safety, adds any sort of guardrails as well to your agents, and provides explainability and accuracy as well. So this is part of our overall trust layer stack and data security stack overall. So you can see here we have a built-in stack which includes the Einstein trust layer, provides secure data retrieval, it provides dynamic grounding, data masking, auditing, and toxicity detection. On top of that, of course, you have your add-ons. You can get your Salesforce backup, of course, your regular Salesforce-controlled or customer-controlled add-ons. And of course, we have our secure infrastructure that you're aware of. You know, you have Hyperforce, and that's of course being expanded to Google as part of our latest announcement. And this is the trust layer. I encourage you to take a picture of this, so any sort of prompts, any of the data that goes through, first of all, goes through, let's say, any prompt that comes in from any of our Salesforce products, goes through, let's say, a prompt. It gets any sort of information that is there. Any relevant information from customers comes in, so you have more dynamic grounding. It also checks to see if there is any prompt injection. What that means is that, is there anything malicious that's being added to that prompt? We also check for toxicity in the input, and we mask that. We mask that information. So we mask, first of all, names, addresses, we mask social security numbers. We also tell you that, do you want to do it on a certain field, or do you want us to automatically detect? So you have two choices here to do so. And that masks any information with regards to any of the models that we host, or any of the models that you bring in as well. So if you use our BYO-LLM facilities or BYOM, that masks it automatically for all of that. And of course, with our vendors, we also have the agreement that they will save all of our information, that they will not save any of your information at all. There is no data retention, so that is part of our agreement. And of course, all of the data we do the demasking on the way back. We look for any toxicity in terms of responses that come back from large language models. We look for content quality metrics, audit trail feedback. So all of that is part of our overall AI governance. And you can get audit trails as well over here. So this is our overall architecture. I'm sure you've seen this quite a bit. We have our regular tools here: Model Builder, Prompt Builder, Agent Builder, RAG, monitoring governance. So I talked a little bit about this, and I'll show you a little more in terms of what we're bringing out over the next couple of months here. So Agentforce, of course, is on top of that, so this is our overall layer. So the question now becomes, how do you go and provide certain kind of visibility? How do you say, I don't want some of the customers, some of the people within my org do not have access to certain models? And number two, if I don't want to use certain providers, Salesforce works with OpenAI, Azure OpenAI. We work with Google. We work with Anthropic. If you don't want your data going to a specific provider, what can you do about that? So as part of that, we have introduced 2 new products that are coming out, 2 new features. One is called Model Visibility, and the other is Provider Enablement Disablement. So number one, model viewing. So selective model viewing enable customers to view only the models that are relevant to their needs. And number 2 is allow customers like yourself to say which providers they don't want their data being sent to. Okay, so I'll show you a quick demo of both of them, but let me show a little bit here. So this is a quick slideshow. I'll show you what it looks like as well, but this month we're releasing model visibility, which means that you can say, this model I want to hide, and I don't want it shown to anyone else within my company. Let's say I'm an admin and I don't want anyone else within my firm to see certain models. I can hide those. So the ability to hide, especially within Prompt Builder or anywhere else, is going to be available to customers. And number 2, and this is pretty key, provider enablement disablement. Some of our customers don't want certain, like I mentioned, some customers don't want their data going to OpenAI, or they compete with one of the providers, like Amazon, for example. They don't want it going to Amazon, or they don't want it going to Google. How do we give them that sort of kill switch, essentially? That is where model provider enablement disablement happens. And I say it at a model provider level and not the model level. You are saying, I don't want any of my data going to this certain provider. And you can see here, there's certain on switch over here, and I'll show you as well what that means. So now, in terms of model visibility, I have a slideshow over here. In terms of the model provider enablement disablement, I also have a live demo. So in order to hide a certain model, you can go into Einstein Studio and click on Models and click on Generative. And this provides you a list of all of the current models that you have, the ones that we provide, as well as any of the ones that you've brought in, let's say with Bring Your Own LLM. And you see here that there's a new column over here called Model Visibility. Some are shown, some are not shown. So what does that mean specifically? That means that if you go to Hidden and say create, you can say hide a model over here. There'll be a drop down over here, and you can say hide a model. And once you click on hide a model, it will ask you, are you sure you don't want to hide this model? If you want to hide this model, or if you want to, it's essentially asking you, do you want it to be shown in Prompt Builder or anywhere else? So hiding a model makes it unavailable for a certain selection elsewhere, like Prompt Builder, and current selections are unaffected. For example, prompt template already being used, that means that that it will continue to work. So if a prompt template is created with an existing model and it's being used, you cannot hide that. So that essentially, we do that so that it doesn't interrupt any flow of work that's currently happening. And once you click on that and you approve that, that means that this model that was over here, which I'd shown you, is now hidden. And it says over here as well, not available. So anything that is hidden will say in front in parentheses that it is not available. And if you click on it, you will see that you cannot create a prompt template. So you can't create a prompt template with an existing hidden model. If a model is being used right now, you'll have to first stop its usage and then from there hide it. All right, provider enablement disablement. I have a quick show over here. So essentially, within setup itself, within setup in Salesforce, if you go to Einstein setup under Einstein Generative AI, okay. So within Einstein setup here, you can see that these are configured models right now. So that means that any if certain applications use OpenAI or use Bedrock or uses Google, that continues. But let's say you don't want any of your data going to OpenAI, you can click on this off switch, and that says, before deactivating the model, select replacement models to ensure that applications continue running smoothly, or deactivate custom features. So once you click disable the model provider, what that means is that no data will go to any of these models, and if you use any application, will also give you a certain warning saying that this model or this certain provider is not active anymore. Some applications rely only on OpenAI, so you'll have to find an alternative, or we can provide an alternative as well for you, depending on the application. But essentially, if you don't want any of your models going to OpenAI, you don't want them going to any other model providers, you can have this switch over here. This is especially key for GovCloud. I'm sure a lot of you are aware of GovCloud. It's our new cloud that's available for government or regulated industries. So a lot of them require this functionality. So this functionality will be available to GovCloud automatically. We're aiming for around April timeframe for this specific feature. Model visibility is going to be available sometime later this month. We'll have release notes for them. We'll make an announcement as well for that. In terms of what is coming in the future, we're also going to give you the ability to say that certain users can have access to certain models and certain users cannot have access to certain models. That is coming later this year. We don't have a particular timeline for that. More granularity access, that's also coming later in this year. So if you want your LLMs or your Agentforce LLMs to have access to certain agent to only access certain models, that visibility as well will be available sometime around around July or something, July or August of this year. So that is all I had. I didn't wanted to keep it short and sweet. I didn't want to overwhelm you with too much information, just wanted to give a quick demo. So thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. And if you have any questions, please come up and talk to me. Thank you very much.